All right. So right now I'm going to share about a dream that I had. This dream took place in 2019. This dream took place early 2019. I don't remember what month exactly. Um, I'd say in the first half of the year. So in this dream, I don't even think this was a dream. It happened in my sleep. I don't think this was a dream. Anyways, so in this dream, I'm traveling through like a wormhole portal that's blue. And I'm traveling through it and I'm making these intense moves left and right, the portal like moving. And what's kind of guiding me in the directions to go were blue feathers. So there would be like a pile of blue feathers here and a pile of blue feathers there, and I just kept on so I in the experience I felt and understood that I was still, like my beingness was still, and that I was moving through time space from mind and heart experience, like mind and heart compass. So it was the blue energy, the blue feathers, and the portal experience was all blue. And there would be piles of blue feathers that were kind of pulling me and guiding me in where to go. And so when I exit out of the portal, I found myself in this great big like a temple, like ancient ass temple, kind of like more Asian, kind of like same sort of feeling vibration of like those ancient Tibetan temples, Hindu temples, Chinese temples, like that kind of feel, like really ancient, a lot of stone, a lot of woodwork. And I felt like I was in another dimension. Like I was someplace else. I don't know where I was, but I showed up and I just there were all kinds of beings that were coming out of different portals that were arriving there. Not everybody was human. And we were all coming out and forming this great big line. And I'm in line. And out of there was another person there that came out of one of the portals. And this other person that came out the portals had a pile of blue feathers in their hands. And they kept saying, "What the hell? How did I get here? Like, and what am I doing with all these blue feathers?" And I say to the guy, "Hey, I got here by following the blue feathers also. What are we doing here? What's going on?" And then there was a being to my right in line who was standing in front of me in line. There was a being to my right who says, "You know what they say about blue feathers?" And I said, "No, what do they say?" And she says, "Well, when you find a blue feather, the next day is going to be a crazy day." And I looked at her and I was like, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand. I don't understand it. And then I asked her, where are we? What are we doing here? And all she said was, "We're here to perform in front of the Grand Master." And I was like, "Perform in front of the Grand Master? Okay, whatever." This being that was next to me, I don't know what kind of alien or entity or kind of creature this being was, but this being was maybe about 10, 12 feet tall and pure black, like black, black, pure black being, black nails, black skin, black eyes, no white, no pupil, just everything, just pitch black, all black, black lips, black teeth, black tongue. Everything was black. I wouldn't be surprised if their blood was black, if their muscles, their organs were black, or if their blood and bones were black, like pure black. I don't know if this is an actual kind of being, alien race somewhere, someplace. I have no idea, but this is what I saw in front of me, okay? So then I'm in this line, and next thing I remember is it's my turn, and I'm walking from the one room where it's like just this big hall of a temple, and we're going into another room that's smaller and has a different kind of style, feng shui and decoration. And I'm walking into it, and there's a it's more like a dojo. There's a place to spar, a place to fight, and then on one end there's like these steps, and there's kind of like a canopy going on where I guess it was the grandmaster who was sitting there, and but you couldn't see them because of there was like veils, there was like thin veils where you couldn't see them, but they were there, and they were sitting up high, just like looking down, watching you. So this was the grandmaster. I don't even know how the grandmaster looked like, or if it was human or whatnot. So uh I walk in, and I walk into the middle of the arena, and I start performing. I start performing some crazy kung fu, and I was just like doing kicks and stuff. And after sort of like warming up after a few moves, the kung fu that I was doing actually had like magic to it. So it, kind of like the show Avatar, in the animation show Avatar, how there's waterbenders, airbenders, firebenders, earthbenders. I was doing airbending, and I was like creating gusts of winds, and through my moves and my kicks and shit, creating little tornado vortexes. And then this is where it got like extra weird. So then what happened at some point is I did this maneuver with my hands where I went like this with my fingers. And I remember looking at my fingers, and like all of a sudden I had 10 fingers on each hand. I had like 10 fingers on each hand, and I fused them all like this. And then I stretched them out longer than they were, and I made a twist like that. And I went and created a big tornado in the arena. And as I did that and created the tornado, um, I projected out of that body and floated up over the arena, and was observing myself continuing the performance. And as I was observing myself, that's when I realized that I was not embodied in the form that you see here today. I was embodied as an old Chinese man. So I wasn't even me that you see here today. I was an old Chinese man doing these crazy kung fu moves, airbending and shit. That was the end of the dream. So next thing I just want to show you guys, just a few different things. So the black being looked a lot like this, a lot like this. So this is from a movie called Under the Skin, made in 2013. I've never seen this movie, but I was Googling trying to find something that was close to the being that was in my dream, the black being. And it was a lot like this, just all black, pure black. Um, right there. So that's just to get an image there on how that looks like. Now, I also want to show you this video of how it felt and looked like moving through the portal. And it was exactly like this. exactly like this. So, you know, every time that it's bending and turning, through all the bends and turns, I was coming across piles of feathers, blue feathers. And then when I came out towards the other end of the portal, I arrived what I believed was a different dimension. And you know, what I believe where I ended up was the kingdom of Shambhala. I believe I was here in Shambhala, um, in another dimension. And I believe that the kingdom of Shambhala here, that there are beings from across the galaxies that make it here to become initiated as a Shambhala warrior. Now, I have not done like any extensive research and studying about Shambhala and all of this stuff. Like what I say and what I believe of this stuff comes from my soul, comes from my heart. So if you know more about me and you've read books and done deeper research, that's good on you. You have that. I don't have that. I'm coming from a pure like experience source connection with this. And this is what I believe. And I believe that at some point in my soul's existence, I have made it into the kingdom of Shambhala. And I believe that it was here in the kingdom of Shambhala where I became initiated as the BlueRay Bodhisattva. And that's how I identify myself on a soul level, as I am the BlueRay Bodhisattva. Um, so I know this is like really crazy, weird stuff, and I have nothing to back this, nothing to prove this or anything like that. But all of my life's like experiences and how I interpret and feel, and when I tune in, this is the conclusion that I get. These are the answers that I get, and I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody or convince anyone of anything. I just enjoy sharing this stuff, enjoy sharing my story because we're moving through some weird times. And I know so many of you have had your own weird experiences. And it's cool, you know? So yeah, I believe that this is where I ended up, traveling through the portals here. And I believe I was performing to some grandmaster here. I don't know exactly for what. Um, yeah, just very interesting. And so blue feathers, you know, blue feathers is what I was seeing here, just like this. And I also recently just came across some interesting articles just now about blue birds, blue feathers. So if you didn't know, blue birds, blue feathers, they're not really blue. Blue birds are not really blue. It's a trick. It's a projection. So this is really interesting when we think about like Project Bluebeam and like the whole blue light stuff. Um, so what has been discovered over the years is that um, blue feathers have very, very small nano like nano size like air pockets and different I don't know I just learned this. I just read like two articles on this, you know, right before I started recording. But you can look it up yourself. But anyways, what it is that the feathers of bluebirds have these very unique layers of film that are such small nanoparticles where when light hits it, it has a prism effect. And the underlayer of all of that is black melanin. So when light penetrates and gets fractured through these small like air pocket nano prism part of, you know, pockets, the only light that the feathers reflect is on the blue spectrum. So when you flip a blue feather over to the other side, you see that it's brown. And on the other side, you see that it's reflecting the light blue. One way that this was discovered is that when you grab a feather from a different bird, like a cardinal that has red feathers, and you crush up the red feathers, you're going to get red powder. But for bluebirds, when you crush up the blue feathers, you get brown feathers. Because when you crush up the feathers, you have destroyed those air pocket, like little tiny air pocket things that act like prisms that fracture the light and reflect the blue. So I found that really interesting for bluebirds, as they absorb all the light and refract it in a prism and create this blue aura. Um, I feel like there's a lot to digest there in this piece of information that I've only just come across. I find that very interesting, and I'd like to know what you folks would think of, can like interpret that. It's beautiful in a way, you know. And also hummingbirds is the same thing. Hummingbirds are reflecting um different spectrums of light as those particles act as a prism, breaking up the light. So what else did I want to say about these dreams here? That's about it, you know. I'm pretty sure you guys thought that sharing this dream was going to be a lot more crazy epic. Like the last video that I made, that video with the whole Leonardo DiCaprio thing was really crazy. And I'm glad that I did that because it helped me put more pieces together. And post making that video and watching it, I was like, okay, there's more connections happening now. So this is good for me. This is sort of like a process and helping me put a lot of things together that I just kind of left on the side and on the side there. Um, so again, that was the dream that I had. Um, Another dream that I want to share that's sort of similar to this experience is this took place in 2018. In 2018, I had a dream that I it was like a dark place. It was very dark. Inside of a temple, also like a Buddhist temple. It was very dark, and I was surrounded by several Buddhist monks that were chanting. I don't know what they were chanting, but they were, doing a lot of different deep throat singing vocal chants, and it felt like some sort of ceremony. So what was happening, and there was also this feeling of intense pressure and a presence of urgency, um, of this energy of urgency and danger. So what happened was I'm in this dream, and these Buddhist monks, they put a scroll on me. So like the scroll was like tied to a rope, kind of like a necklace, and the scroll covered my whole abdomen. And don't ask me what it said or what it was doing. I'm not sure. I think it was some sort of protection seal, some sort of protection magic or seal of some sort. So they put this on me, and then they put me in a wooden box. These monks, they put me in a wooden box, like a casket, like a coffin, and they're just singing their throat chant as they're putting me in there and closing it. They put a lid on it and hammered it shut and moved me somewhere. And so this very interesting dream, right? So the way I interpreted that was that there was an aspect of my personality, an aspect of my soul that was in danger. That was in danger and needed to be protected and hidden. So what I believe is that that aspect of my soul was hidden in some sort of like pocket dimension that these Buddhist monks created with a scroll here. Now, it wasn't until a few months ago, moving into my new house, where on our property there is a where our septic tank is. The way that the whole area is built, when my housemate was showing me that area, all of a sudden, whoosh, um, I got this feeling and started remembering that dream where it's going to sound very weird, but I believe and feel that where they put that aspect of my soul in that dream was there, that they put me there, here, and that at some point I was always supposed to make it here into this house and see that and reconnect these other aspects of myself. So I had to make it here first. And I think that's part of another reason why I'm starting to talk about these dreams and talk a lot more about my experience is because I was it was risky for me. I almost died several times. So I think there was a lot of danger in certain things. And I know that might sound very, very weird and very crazy to you. I know I have people out there, family and friends, that look at me, look at my videos, look at my posts, and think that I'm just in psychosis the whole time, or I'm delusional or crazy. But I'm really far, far from it. If most people just can't handle living in this capacity of experiencing beyond their physical senses. I'm just an expanded, advanced being. I don't mean that in an egoic way. What I mean is that if you were experiencing and expanding in the same way I was, I'm not sure if you'd be able to handle it. I mean that. Um, so anyways, yeah, that was it. Those are the dreams. Oh no. One more thing, okay? I'm gonna pull it up, okay? So the other thing that I want to show you, um, so I didn't see this until recently, okay? Um, I did not come across this until very recently. And remember the second dream I told you where these monks were chanting and they put me in this box. Um, well, after moving into this house and seeing where the septic tank is and feeling that that's where they put the pieces that aspect of my soul, then not long after that, I came across this video that very much resembles how that dream experience was for me. Um, oh yeah, that's right. 1 second. It was a lot like this, but way more intense. It was very there was that feeling of urgency and danger. So this guy right here, this monk that you just see laying down, he's about to leave his body and ascend out of this realm into his rainbow light body. And I like that what he's laying on is blue. Right. So crazy. I'm telling you, like my dream was so much like this. And that's how I felt. Like I felt like that. I felt like I was carried just like that and put in a box. See, they put him in a fucking box. They put him in a box, except I had a scroll on me. Crazy watching this, you guys. It's crazy watching this. Yeah. Is it nighttime out there? Look, they did this at night. It was dark out. At least I think that's what's going on. Can't tell if they're outside or not. I never seen the whole thing. Oh, come on. Pretty fucking crazy, right? Um, I've been Yeah. It's hard to really know what all this stuff means, you know. And I've shared my dreams and thoughts about these sorts of things to so many different people. And I've I used to get ridiculed a lot. I used to get a lot of people just tell me that I was crazy, or a lot of people that would think that I'm making everything up, that I'm making these dreams up. Um, I've shared so many different dreams where to people who would think that I just have a vivid imagination and I'm just making them up, um, because they don't dream. And that's what they've told me. They said, I think you're just making everything up and that you just have a vivid imagination because I've never dreamt in the way that you dreamed. I've had people who tell me, many people who tell me that they only dream in black and white, that they don't dream with all these colors and different experiences like I do. I have shared these dreams, especially the one traveling through the BlueRay portal and doing the kung fu and seeing the multiple fingers and creating a tornado. I shared it with somebody in my Buddhist community back in 2019, and all he told me was, "Oh, it was probably just a hallucination from my brain tumor because certain brain tumors, you know, putting pressure in different parts of the brain can cause hallucinations and things like that." I've had people tell me all kinds of stuff. And it used to really get to me. I used to let it sabotage my character because at the same time, you know, years ago, going through all of these different things my whole life, I didn't know if they were real or not. I didn't know if I was crazy or not. And even today, I don't know what all of these different dreams and supernatural experiences really mean. But there's one thing, there's many things, but there's one major thing that have happened in my life with my dreams that has confirmed and validated and taught me to never doubt myself again and what's happening here. A lot of you have heard me share this dream before. I'm not going to share this dream for this episode because it deserves its own episode, but I will say that in this one dream, there was a moment where I come across a barricade of bicycles, thousands of bicycles stacked up as a barricade to protect the commune, the community that I was living with in this dream. Then about a year later, no, 2 years later, I make my way over to South Dakota and recognize that the land that I was on was the same land that I had in this dream. And I told the person that I was with, I've been here before in a dream. And I explained to them all the details in the whole dream, even the bicycles. And then a few days later, they take me to another part of the Black Hills in South Dakota. And there it was. All of those bicycles were right there, exactly looking exactly in the same way that I saw in my dream. So, with those kinds of experiences, it has really taught me, okay, you know, you are tapped in, you know, you are tapped in and you are having experiences that most people are not. And you are having to process and go through all of this. And you've had how many dreams now where, as time progresses, you've seen it manifest to the point of arriving to the same monument of bicycles you saw in your dream all the way in the Black Hills of South Dakota? I'll show you it right now. I'll show you it right now. See that? Just like that. Saw it in my dream. And it's in the middle of fucking nowhere in South Dakota in the Black Hills. Hmm. So I don't fucking care if people want to think that I'm crazy or just highly imaginative or if I'm just making shit up. I don't care. In fact, I feel bad that you can't live in the same supernatural richness that I get to experience. Um, but it comes with its hardship. There's so much unknown to the mystery, to the mystical experience of this stuff. But it's beautiful at the same time, especially when you've moved into the place and space of your heart of loving yourself and understanding that this is real and you are divinely guided and protected and are never alone. um, Gets to be very fun. So I think I've rambled on enough now, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, and comment. Let me know what you guys think about this dream experience. Where was I? Did I end up in the kingdom of Shambhala? Who's the Grand Master? What was this tall, pure black female alien entity? And what's with the blue feathers? Crazy, right? Peace.